Hello and welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. Obviously, today is the kickoff to one of the biggest gaming weeks in the year. Obviously, it's not called E3, but we do have a lot of showcases happening. I am live today from LA. I want to welcome everybody over here. Today's show, folks, if you did not know, is going to be sponsored. That's right. We got a sponsor for the shows happening this week. The Volare Gaming Pillow. Now, Mrs. Boom and I teamed up with them late last year. And obviously, I don't have the pillow in front of me, but we do have one that they sent that later on today, I'm going to put out a tweet. And Mrs. Boom and I have a bunch of goodie bags that we are giving away for the channel. And somebody that comes up to me and wants to look at and try out the Volare pillow, you're going to get that. You're going to take that pillow home for free, courtesy of the Volare Gaming Pillow Company. And again, this is just a start of hopefully a bigger thing to, kind of expand Double Barrel Gaming, working with different companies. Volare Gaming Pillow is one of the first ones that we sat down and had a discussion with. So we're proud that they have teamed up with us. But yes, I'm here from LA. Yes, my voice is raspy. I am tired AF. It was a long 5-hour flight, and we did a lot of stuff yesterday. As you could see by some of my tweets, what an evening. But hey, listen, all the way from Africa. Look, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? Welcome.
The only reason I keep coming back to your show is because you're one of the few people on the internet that acknowledges I literally am in Africa. Thank you so much. I appreciate
that's good. Well, why shouldn't people know you're from Africa? That's where you live.
Yeah. Everyone keeps saying I'm from Texas. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. But I'm good. Just a bit down because my flu is still acting up, and the Dallas Mavericks lost to the much hated Celtics. So there's that. Thanks.
Well, listen, brother, we're happy to have you here again, folks. This is not going to be a full 2-hour show. Obviously, I have some appointments and some things that I have to do to obviously while I'm here in LA that is gaming related. It's going to be a nice long show. We're going to open up with some controversy that quite a everybody on the panel is going to have something to say. This is what we're talking about. What happened with Dreamcast Guy, who unfortunately used Parris in his video, and Parris did not care too much for that, as he shouldn't. And there was a heated discussion on social media. Dreamcast Guy, unfortunately, is someone that I'm not subscribed to. I don't like his content, not because he's anti-Xbox, it's because he uses hate-driven content to sell his brand. That's not something that I'm a fan of at all. He uses a lot of disingenuous takes, which I am not a fan, of course. But Loke, brother, it's great to have you back. I don't know if Ham is joining us today. He said he's going to give it the old college effort. So we're going to hopefully he can get in here. But Crispy Bomb, good morning. How you feeling, Crispy? Your Celtics won. You're a Celtics fan, and Loke is starting to feel sick by the minute.
yeah. But it was a late night for me, but I didn't have to wake up feeling like you traveled 3 hours back in time. So salute to you guys for being here, and shout out to the chat. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. And yeah. Of course, there's bad news before good news. That's just the way it goes, isn't it? It's just that's Xbox life right now. So,
well, unfortunately, there are a lot of some journalists that I'm a fan of that have been putting out some some bad Xbox news, almost like shockingly, right before a very highly anticipated showcase. Which I understand that people are chasing the click, but I think that it's safe to say that they're going to have a good show. They're going to have probably one of the best shows they've ever had because they have a lot to show us, and I'm very excited. But we're going to get into that on the back half of the show. Kay Asante, who I got a chance to meet in real life, IRL, as the kids like to say. We hung out yesterday. We'll be hanging out for the remainder of the weekend. Looking forward to that. Good morning. You're just as tired as me, Kay.
Good morning. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm on my mobile handheld situation.
Actually, you sound really good, to be honest.
Fantastic. The hotel Wi-Fi gods are doing me right. First and foremost, I will say Happy birthday to my angel of a wife.
Yes.
She decided to allow me, actually helped, bullied me, pushed me out of the house to go and follow my dreams on her birthday weekend. So if she hears this, which I will clip it to make her hear it, because God damn it, I need to get some points. Happy birthday. I love you.
Well,
yes,
that's good. Good to have you here, brother.
I'm here. I'm happy to be here. As Crispy said, we are back in time, but we're enjoying ourselves. Oh, it's going to be a momentous weekend. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that makes two of us. You and I and Hargeet and a bunch of people are going to be going to the Summer Games Fest showcase later on this afternoon with Jeff Keighley. We are then going to check out IGN Live tomorrow, see what that is about. That is their first event.
IGN for the win.
I mean, okay, if you say so. I'm gonna have to push back on that. Like, I don't really like their content, but we are going to be going and seeing what
no one likes a winner. It's fine. It's fine.
I love it. I love it. It's already starting off the rails. But listen, gentlemen. So I don't like traveling the waters of controversy. I'm just not a fan of it because that's not the kind of content that we sell here. We sell positivity, we sell fun, but when the content and when the controversy happens, unfortunately, we have to, people are asking, people are wanting to talk about this. And Loke, I want to go to you first because you're a very special guest. You are all the way from the other side of the world, and right from the jump, you had said, "Hey, Boom, I got to talk about this because I have a very unique hot take." So I want to get what you're putting down, but just for clarification, I like Parris a lot. He's been on my show. He's been on Keasante's show. He's pretty active in the community. I think Parris, for me, is one of those creators because he is a creator. He's not media. I mean, yes. Well, hold on a sec. He's not a journalist. He is gaming media because obviously he's been working with Danny for years. He works with Kind of Funny now. He started recently putting some content to his own channel, which I told him privately, and I'll say it publicly, is phenomenal because obviously, why shouldn't he? And apparently, Loke, Dreamcast Guy did a video that's based on something that he said during Kind of Funny. And I have the quote in front of me, and this is directly from Parris. He says that, as I stated on Kind of Funny Gamecast, which I watched, and I have some thoughts about that because some of the hot takes from some of the people on the panel, not him, were a little shocking for me. But he goes on to say, as I stated on Kind of Funny Gamecast, the Xbox Showcase will be a 9.5 out of 10. And Dreamcast Guy wrote LOL, and then Parris responded, and this is what Parris had to say. And like I said, I don't know Parris like we can. I can call him up on the phone, but I think it's safe to say that Parris doesn't have any hair in his tongue. And if you say something disrespectful, he's going to kind of let you know about yourself, as anyone should. Parris responded, Loke, and he said, when you make your video that Xbox is doomed, don't clip half of what I said to fit your agenda, like you did that time, and then apologize when I confront you about it in person. So Dreamcast Guy responded, and he said, hey, I didn't apologize, LOL. I will be watching the Xbox Showcase, though, with an open mind, but a 9.5 out of 10 ain't happening. So this is where he's doubling down, Loke. And then finally, Parris responds, all I'm saying is leave me out of your videos. You admitted to me in person that you don't believe the stuff that you post and purposely make it negative. Purposely make negative Xbox videos to appeal to your PlayStation audience because, quote unquote, it pays the bills. Ouch. That's tea, as the kids like to say. Loke, let's talk about it, brother. I'm always one of the things I love about you is that you are very pointed yourself. And listen, you know what? You're a PlayStation guy, which is awesome. You enjoy the brand. But the one thing I have to say about you every time I watch you and Ham, even though you guys don't agree a lot, it's funny. What are your thoughts on this? Because again, this is I'm sure that there's more to this, but I only have what I have, and even if there was more, that I wouldn't talk about it because this is public. This was out there. What are your thoughts, man?
All right, so first off, Boom, I don't know if this is if you're getting the DMs or not, but apparently Parris wants to get in on this show.
Holy crap! Okay,
get in.
You know what? I didn't see that. Let me because I'm on a different screen. Parris, if you are listening, kind sir, please give me a moment to send you over a DM. Let me just get the invite here.
All right. So while you do that, I will give my take on the whole Dreamcast Guy thing. And I know, like you said, I'm the so-called PlayStation guy or whatever, but it's because I'm honest on what I think about all the companies. All right.
Okay, and that's fair. That's fair.
And all the fans and the people. So what happens is when I defend PlayStation, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. When I defend Xbox, I've mysteriously been called an Xbox fanboy several times. I'm just waiting for the day.
Say with full authority, you are not, sir.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the day they're going to call me a PC Master Race fanboy. Until then, I just have to say, I'm not really mad with Dreamcast Guy. I'm really not.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
I'm going to keep my take consistent. When it comes to microtransactions, I don't shit on the companies. When it comes to egregious pricing, I don't shit on like Ubisoft and all these other guys. You know whose fault it is that our games are full of microtransactions? It's ours.
Okay, that's a hot take.
Whose fault it is that games are $70, that they are $100, that Ubisoft is now charging $130? Someone's buying those games. It's like being pissed off that there's so much corn in the world. Why is there so much corn? You go and you check the stats, right? You check the stats. There's trillions of hours watched of corn every month. Who's watching all the corn? No one's coming out being like, oh, I rep for this corn star. I rep for that corn star. This is my favorite website for the saucy stuff. No one says it. But someone's watching it. So the same way microtransactions are our fault, guys, the only reason Dreamcast Guy exists is because someone's watching him. Someone go and check right now his last video since he got quote unquote cooked. Go and check how many views he got on his last video that he made yesterday or this morning. Go check. Did the views go down? Has anyone from his subscribers reinforced to him by leaving? Has anyone reinforced to him that he messed up? No.
And can I interrupt?
Yeah, please.
And apologies, because I only have a few minutes, so that's why I'm interrupting. I didn't mean to cut off what you were saying. You're spot on. What I said wasn't about removing his viewer count. Of course, it's probably going to go up. I don't care. That isn't the issue. So to give context, so everybody knows what happened. Last September, I was at an Alan Wake 2 preview event, and he was there. And myself and Danny Pena were there. And we did confront him because this goes back to him taking something I said out of context, taking half of something I said. It was something about Game Pass. It was something stupid, right? But he purposely cut off half of what I said instead of everything I said and put it in a video. And he did this to myself, Tony Polanco, and some other people. Didn't appreciate it. I even messaged him at the time, hey, don't do that. No response. So he's right in front of my face. I said something. He tried to play dumb. Hey, I don't remember that. I don't remember doing that. I apologize. And so I apologize. And I'm like, look, just don't do it again, man. Just leave. I said it in the moment. Just leave him out of your videos, man. And we were cool. And then we're just talking casually. And he casually just threw out, yeah, the whole Dreamcast thing, the character thing. He goes, I just hyped that up because, I got to play to my PlayStation audience, to pay the bills. Ha ha ha. Talking about the negative video. I wasn't going to, and people can go back on some other shows. I have mentioned this over the past few months since that happened. I've just never said his name because Danny and I were in shock. We're like, damn, really? So in other words, everything that we assumed is true. You know what I mean? So I had no issue, whatever. He didn't bother me. I'm not bothering him. Whatever. So when we did the Kind of Funny show the other day, and I gave my prediction about the 9.5, and I tweeted it out, which I heard you read, he decided to quote tweet it with LOL. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, really? Of all people, you are going to comment on something I said? You do realize you spoiled the entire plot. You told me the plot. I know what your gimmick is. So that's why I said what I said. So then when he put his little weak ass response, not gonna lie, I'm so tired of the grifting BS that happens in the content creation space, and people try to pull me into it, which is ridiculous, but whatever. That's why I said what I said about, hey, you do realize I know what you told me in person. And Danny obviously, was there too and said the same thing. So it wasn't like we were lying. And I know he made a video or whatever. I'll never watch it, but the fact that he would block me and then make a video after I said, hey, leave me out of your videos. It's the grift. It's all a grift. It's all about, let me make negative content because that gets views, that gets engagement. I say this all the time. It is harder to make positive content and get engagement than it is negative content. And that's all he's doing. So let me play up the Xbox doom and gloom, everything, the world's ending. He doesn't believe half the shit that he says, because like I told you, he had told me that in person. So I know it for a fact. He told me that. And Danny can back me up on that because he was standing right there. So he can say whatever he wants to say. My thing is this. I'm not a bad guy. I like talking about video games. I like having fun. I'm excited to see you, Kay Asante, everybody later today.
Yes.
That's why I do this. I don't do this for that grifting BS crap that he does. So when you're going to admit to my face that that's your whole plan is, I don't believe what I say. I just say it because I know it gets me engagement, which pays the bills. Don't include me in your content. If he never included me in his content, I never would have said anything. And the irony is, he had put me in a video earlier this week and I didn't even realize it. Because again, I don't watch his content. Someone told me he was playing up something I was talking about. And it's like, and again, he was misinterpreting what I said. Because I think I was talking about how intrigued I was by this Xbox showcase, that it is a pivotal one for them. Because, hey, they have changed business strategy. This is their opportunity to let us know moving forward how we can expect games to come in multi-platform, all that. That's all I was saying. And he spun it into some doom and gloom crap. And I'm like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating that people purposely do this. And then you have to be the bigger person and not say anything. I didn't feel like being the bigger person the other day. It's like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people grifting with their content, making up stuff, twisting words, half the information, purposely leaning into negativity versus just presenting the information for what it is. And that's not what he does. So yeah, I said it. He'll continue to make videos. He blocked me. He'll continue to do his grift. And to the gentleman's point, it was just saying, it's not going to change anything. If anything, he'll probably get more popular because people like drama. People like negativity. They want to feed into that stuff. So it's like, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I just wanted to put context on it because I know you guys were talking about it, but I actually have to take off.
Well, listen, Parris,
before you go,
today.
Parris.
Wait, get Loke.
I have to go. I don't have time. I have to take off, unfortunately.
Several times on Twitter.
Salute, Parris.
But I will ask you live now. That Cyberpunk chair, are you still using it?
Yes, my daughter has it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like people, that was 4 years ago.
Yep.
That was literally 4 years ago. And people still bring that up. And the funny thing about that is I was not the only person that got that chair.
A lot of people
it's interesting that it's pointed at me still. Why?
Grief.
So, you can keep asking me online if you want, but there's your answer.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
Parris,
but I'll see you guys
so
later.
much for stopping by. I will see you later on this evening. This afternoon. We'll definitely
see you
hook
soon.
up. All right, Parris, thanks so much. So there you go. Let me just switch the graphics so it looks normal. There we go. Thank you, Parris Lilly, for popping in here. He's incredibly busy. He's actually got a ton of stuff to do from now until he actually the end of the weekend with seeing games and stuff. Like we all do. We're all here for that. But again, thank you for the context. Anything else you'd like to add, Lo? Because you made some great points. I like the corn, ratio, if you will, because people are buying corn because people love corn.
My point.
Yes,
yeah.
Please continue.
So my first point is that we have to acknowledge our role in his actions. We reinforce his actions by engaging in what he does. All right.
Well, I don't engage. I don't. So I mean, that's not that's not everyone. But you are correct in saying so, and that was a great point about did his sub count go down? No, it probably went up, and I think you are on to something.
It went up.
Yeah.
So that's the first part of it, right? I'm not defending him as a PlayStation guy or as a grifter or whatever. I'm just trying to explain like the psychosis or the psychology behind his behavior. He's going to continue doing this as long as people keep rewarding that behavior. Now, as for what Parris did to him, cheers. That's all I have to say.
Fantastic. Now you got there he is. There he is.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to put some more light in the room. But yeah,
listen, the pause was good. The pause was good.
Yeah, it was.
No Diddy, as the kids like to say.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Obviously, this is what we expected from you. You're being honest. You're being truthful. You bring up some really great points, which is why I enjoy having you on the show. So thank you so much for that, brother. Let's you know what, Asante, how much time do you got?
I think I have about 15 minutes.
All right, so before we bring in Crispy Bomb, get his take. I mean, listen, what could you say? I don't think we could have said it any better. Parris Lilly himself came into the show, gave some unbelievable context, and obviously he struck a nerve because he puts Dreamcast Guy on blast publicly about this being an act, him using the motivation of hate for money, because quote unquote, you heard that from Parris, it pays the bills. And again, none of us here on this panel engage with him personally or his kind of content. I am not someone that gravitates for drama. I don't like it. I don't like to start it. I normally don't like even to speak about it, but I've gotten so many messages, and it is something. It is a big deal. It did happen. I really have to agree with Log. I think that he is, and I'm talking about Dreamcast Guy, is probably going to benefit from this because that's it's drama, and drama sells. It's unfortunate, but let's get your hot take on this.
So for me, like, and he said this, he said that. I think Parris laid it out pretty flat right there.
Yep.
When folks have been drinking and they're sitting and hanging out, more context is delivered. So I'll just leave that there as is. But what I will say, and I'll expound on Loke's point, which is we are the enablers of said, and by we I mean the grand we as gamers are the enablers of such things, right? I would take issue with those who call him a person who's kowtowing to the PlayStation gamer, because I doubt the PlayStation gamer necessarily even cares. This is a small subset of the community who just wants that back and forth war. Like, they want that back and forth engagement. Oh, this person said that person said this. I don't think real gamers of any stripes actually care about his content or care about what he has to say, right? Where I'm going with this is the ultimate reason why folks like this or folks in general get access to content and get followers and all of that is because their publishers and people who you trust, who they want to trust, will say, hey, if this person plays this game, or this person reviews this game, or this person gets early access to, say, Alan Wake 2, will his evangelism of it get us some more views or some more eyes on it, right? My question is, and my criticism on this, and all the criticism and all the facts stand, my part to play in this is, why is it that the powers that be, quote unquote, don't follow up? Because you give this man access to this thing, right? He will then use it as hate fodder, if you will, right? You give him access to Starfield, and then he'll spend months and months and months and months dumping on Starfield. And then when Shattered Space comes out, you give him access to the DLC. What are we doing right now?
No, you know something, Kay? You are putting down something that makes a great point. Everyone has said so far, except for Crispy,
I can answer that question real quick.
Sure.
The reason why the powers that be continue to give him access is the same reason why he continues doing what he's doing.
Yeah, because people watch.
Because hate clicks, love clicks are clicks, brother.
Yes,
that's all.
Engagement is engagement, as they say. Yeah.
Well, see, you know what? My only bit of pushback on that is, by and large, and it's not just him. It's not just him. He is the troll of the day. I get that, right? But by and large, you're seeing in the community at large that many journalistic outlets, many folks that are have been entrusted to be the arbiters of game journalism, right, aren't seeming to take their responsibility serious. They're veering from critique into fanboyism, and they're not paying the price for it, and it surprises me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's one way, because look, I've heard you speak about a game. I've heard you speak about things you like, things you don't like, and you keep it above board. You talk about the subject matter at hand. You criticize the thing that you thought wasn't right. You criticize the thing that you thought they did right. You don't call them trash. You don't tell them that they're crap. You don't say that they're useless. A lot of these arbiters of our reviews and our previews, the people who have been entrusted with this stuff, tend to veer from, oh, I now have all the power, so these guys are crap, and they pay no price for it. And that boggles my mind, because yes, clicks are clicks, but you don't hand them your product so that they can crap on your product, right? So it's just one of those things that surprises me. But to your point, Loke, you are 100% correct, right? At the end of the day, if we want to see this stuff go away, then it needs to wash off us like water on the duck's back. Nobody needs to see it. Nobody needs to talk about it. We need to just keep it moving. Let the pizza face do his thing. you know, don't
give it oxygen.
That's right, and it just goes away. Yeah, so I agree with that 100%.
Well, that's a great take, Kay. If you don't mind, if you have a few more minutes afterwards, sure. I'd like to get. We'll go to you first after we go to Crispy and talk about the Xbox showcase. Crispy, let's get your hot take. I mean, I don't think this could have gone any better. I did not know Parris would be listening. That's pretty crazy because I like Parris and the work that he does. And yes, I know he listened to the show before. Specifically, him to pop on here and actually give us the behind the scenes context, I think, was something I could not have even planned myself. And I'm glad he cleared it up. And obviously, like I said to Kay, him exposing Dreamcast Guy for this being an act really did strike a chord because he blocked him. And then, of course, he's going to do a video. I didn't know he did video because I don't watch his stuff. I've never subbed to that guy. The minute I've seen his content, I was like, yep, I'm not a fan of it, because obviously hate-driven content is not something I enjoy. Let's get your thoughts on it. Talk about it.
Well, I mean, I think Parris is just really upset because Dreamcast Guy has decided to take his entire statements out of context. And I think, it's one thing to hear the whole thought and then go and interject on it, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that because he's trying to fit a narrative, hence the grifter comment from him. And I agree. Like, I have watched his content at times. I mean, y'all know me. Like, I'm the one that gets blocked generally because you don't like what I have to say, and that's fine. Okay, I'm good with that. But when you get called out, generally, if you're in the right, I would at least assume that it would be logical to say, hey, that didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. clearly that is not the case. Okay. And Parris obviously shed light on this. All right. So what else do we have to say? I mean, hate driven content is a part of the clicks, and you see it in Twitter. Like even you, Boom, have been clipped and had a 2-minute part of 10 minutes of you talking. Yes. And I've had to go and be like, I was on that show. That is not what he was saying.
Yep. And literally, that literally just happened. As a matter of fact, someone asked me about that. And again, I
did.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to throw you under the bus.
Before the show started. No, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
No, I did. That was private, so I didn't want to put that out there. But Lo did ask me about that, and I was like, I mean, what can I say? They literally took a part, they cut it, they specifically cut it that way, and they put it out there, and it's like, oh, I said this. I got a lot of messages. I'm like, well, go listen to the show, watch the show. That was a whole segment, and it was clipped, like what happened with Parris. And did I like it? No. Did I get a lot of really nasty shit said to me? Yes. And you know what I did? What am I going to do? People are going to talk nasty about me, but it's fine. It is what it is. But there you go. Loki said it. I didn't want to throw you under the bus because that was private, but there you go.
But that's my point, and that's really all my point is. And look, you're absolutely right. I mean, if we don't go into this content and it doesn't excite you or get you to watch, then guess what? It's not going to survive, and that's it. And that's the end of the story.
Indeed.
We have to start taking responsibility as a community. That's what needs to start happening. Stop blaming other people. What are you doing about it?
What are you doing? Yes. Are you retweeting? Or yes, that's a great point. Again, enabling, if you will, is the key. But look, the story is done. We're 34 minutes into the show. I want to welcome in. First of all, let me break down the numbers because we have a lot of people here. We have over 950 people watching, which is freaking crazy because this is still a small show. We have 703 watching on YouTube and 251 people watching live on X, which is pretty dope. That's a new thing. And people watch on Twitter. But look, before I do any commercials, before I talk about Volare Gaming Pillow, because they are sponsoring us here, for the channel for the 3 days, because obviously we're partnered with them. Que Asante, look, the Xbox Showcase is happening this Sunday. We are going to be there, boots on the ground. We're going to be getting some footage. Hopefully, we even get an opportunity to play some things behind the scenes. So hopefully that happens. There's a lot of big takes and small takes of what this show could be. Parris said it himself. This at least for me, and I agree with Parris. This is a pinnacle show for Microsoft, for Xbox, to let the fan base and the gaming community, because remember that game now the gaming community, meaning PlayStation players, are part of the Xbox ecosystem. Now, to a lot of OGs like us, we didn't like it. I still don't like it. Obviously the games went over. 2 didn't do so great. 2 are doing really well. So PlayStation players are a part of the Xbox ecosystem officially, with some games that were exclusive to the brand that are over there. We don't know if there's going to be any of that talk. I don't think there will be. This is going to be an Xbox show, but I would imagine at some point some games are going to go over to PlayStation because ultimately Microsoft wants to make money. Again, I'm not moving off of my square. I certainly don't think that I don't. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, Kay. I don't see a world where a Gears of War is on a PlayStation and a God of War is on an Xbox. But then again, I'm not a businessman, and I understand that everything's expensive. Everybody wants to make money, and will that happen? I don't know. But let's talk about Sunday's show because there is a lot happening. We've heard some stuff behind the scenes. No leaks as of yet. As of this morning here in LA at 7:36 a.m. and 10 a.m. for you, 10:36 for you folks in the East Coast. There's been no show leaks for like like what happened with the PlayStation show, where the whole thing just got dumped by gaming media. Let's talk about Sunday's show. Your highlights, your lowlights. We're gonna be there, brother. Well, you and I, shoulder to shoulder. We're gonna be in the audience. I freaking can't wait. Talk about it.
Yeah, man. I'm very excited. And funny enough, this year so far, like you said, it's all been very tight-lipped. Friend of the community who I met IRL for the first time yesterday, Jez Corden, has not leaked anything. I walked straight up to the man and went, "You ain't got a list, do you?" And he smiled at me, and he did not give me a list. So far, everything is kind of kept close to the vest. It is. I agree with you that it's a very pivotal time for them. There's a lot of not unanswered questions necessarily, but a lot of potentials that are in the ether that people want to hear some real data around, right? I got to meet John Clark, Xbox era's John Clark. His mandate is he wants clarity, right? And I agree with him. He wants clarity. What is going to happen? What's going down? Where are things going? How are you going to engage with the community moving forward, right? So there's a lot of people want a lot of things. So I suspect we must keep our expectations in check. And by that, I mean those of us, a la me, who want to hear the future of hardware should not expect to see them, hey, here's a little handheld in our hands that we're going to show you. That's not going to happen, right? And those of you who want clarity on, hey, are they full third party now? Are they putting just a tip? What are they doing? Don't expect.
Oh, wait a second. Pause. The tip.
Sorry,
no Diddy.
I was about to let that one slide, but yes, sir. Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Those of us who want to see some clarity in that department shouldn't expect Miss Sarah Bond to show up and give you a full list of this is the next 50 games going. It's not going to happen. But I'm hoping that some needles are thread there and everyone gets at least something to satiate them, because there's a lot in the mix and they know what's in the mix, right? They keep their eyes out. One thing they are about is the community, right? You don't go to the Nintendo show. You don't go to the PlayStation show. You go to Xbox shows. That's what it has become, right? PlayStation tried it at some point. I hear that what they did was actually pretty darn good, but they weren't able to keep up with it, right? Nintendo's always been like, hey, you pay pigs, you pay me. And everybody's like, yes, please. Can I pay you some more? It's fine. Xbox has thrived off of this community stuff. And as such, they continue to do so. But a bystander of that is then hearing what the community has to say and responding. So, for me, it's about the unknown. The most I have heard, and this is nothing out there that is unknown. I heard Grubb talk about 2 hours, about 30 games, and a handful of them are games you've never heard of before. Those games you've never heard of before, that is where I'm super excited, right? I appreciate that we may see a VOW, we may see this, we may see that. We all know the code names and the titles of games, but those are known commodities and they will be done when they're done, because you don't want them to come out tomorrow half-baked and then you complain about that as well, right? Let them bake. What I'm excited about is new code names, new screenshots, new trailers, right? I've said it a few times now. We live in a post-Hellblade 2 world. So my eyes are wide open to what you're going to show me. And I'm not going to quickly assume that what you're showing me is a CG trailer, because, oh, damn, there was egg on many people's faces the last time. So I'm excited to see what they're doing there, right? They have all but telegraphed a lot of their hardware dreams. Make this techie happy. Give us just a small taste of the future. I don't want you to show me the whole thing. You don't need to have a handheld in your hands when you show it to me. I have enough handhelds. I'll be fine for now. But just these are conversations that are happening in the background, and you heard them in the background. They're all but out there every day on every podcast. These guys pay attention. So either put the kibosh on it so people can just get over it, or give them something to satiate them, right? As you were saying, Boom, this show is basically the wind is at their back. Nobody else can compete, right? PlayStation's already dropped what they did. I thought Astrobot was great, but not much else, right? Now it's just for me. I know some people have other things they like. For me, Astrobot saved that show, and it made it a 7 at best, and I'm being very generous there. But there's no competitors now. And oh, by the way, Microsoft themselves don't even see those guys as competitors. They're partners now, like you're saying, Boom, right? When they say they're talking to gamers, they're talking to gamers on any platform their wares are sold. And frankly, their wares have been sold on all those other platforms for years now. Minecraft, anyone? No one cares, but it's literally gobbling up everybody's money, right? And that's been on PlayStation since day one. So now with Call of Duty, there's even more reason to bring all those others in the various platforms on PC and on PlayStation and all the various consoles to the front and say, hey man, we're all gamers. This is what we have for you. Now, what I want to see is this whole back and forth about, oh, we're just releasing 4, oh, we're just doing this, oh, we're doing that. Rip the damn Band-Aid off.
Yes.
Give them a clear cadence, right? Either it's all of them, say so. Or it's all of them after a year, say so. Or it's these but not that, give them a reason. So that this conversation can move forward without every game being, is this going to be the one? Is the hamburgers, fries, and a shake going? And for those who don't know, hamburgers, fries, and a shake, Halo, Gears, and Forza, the Holy Trinity. Like there's always a question. Get it out of the way, move forward. Because you have, by all accounts, the E3 like of dreams. Blow people's wig back with content and then just rip off the damn Band-Aid. That would make me so happy, because there will be a few grifters in the middle, as we've already discussed, who will grift away, but eventually that will fade away and people will get used to the paradigm that we live in today. So that is what I'm excited to see. I'm excited for the unknown, right? I'm excited for the known commodities. Me personally, and I know Crispy, you're going to appreciate this. I want to see Gears put their foot down real quick because they set a standard last time and they're going to set another one. And that's what I want to see. I'm excited to see what they bring, but I just want all this back and forth and this mushy middle and these conversations that are happening that, oh, it's true, because you haven't actually heard them speak. This is the time for them to speak. Get it out the way. That's what I'm here for. And BoomStick, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you, sir. Still not. Check your mic. You might be muted on the mic. Oh, there you go. Oh, uh-oh. Hey, the perils of mobile podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even worry about it.
It's what happens.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Boom. On StreamYard, it shows that you are muted. So you may want to uncheck.
Are we allowed to take over the show and start
hey,
plugging our
Loke 7.
shows?
Yeah, here I am.
Oh, no.
There he is. He's back. Otherwise, it was going to be the show straight from Loke 7. Let's go.
We're going to start PSW.
It would be a fine show. Yeah, sorry about that.
Indeed.
I plugged my phone in and it changed everything, which is such is life. This is not my regular PC. This is the one I literally had to buy this PC for the show because my other way of podcasting was not going to cut it.
Mobile podcasting brings its perils. You're good.
It does. But yeah. I mean, you made a lot of really fantastic points. And again, I do like this. Tell us what the direction is, so there's no more questions. I think that's going to be a big part of it. And we will see. But Kay, listen, we're gonna obviously be hanging out today for the rest of the weekend, for that matter. But I'll see you a little bit later, brother. Thank you so much for popping by.
You. I appreciate y'all having me. Boom, I'll see you in a little bit. I'm gonna go get dressed and I'm gonna see you in the lobby. See you later, gentlemen.
All right, brother. Talk to you in a bit.
Later.
So listen again. Pardon that we're naked here. Pause. There's no graphic because I don't have a graphic for 3 people. I only have a graphic, and I don't have any video because all my video is on a massive hard drive at home. So it's just going to be bare. It's going to look bare bones, but the conversation won't be. Look, I want to go to you next. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk of the show. Right, we don't know anything. There's been some mutters, right? We've heard some things. We haven't heard a full-on leak. What I can tell you I heard is that they are keeping this extremely close to the vest. Only a handful of people know exactly what is going to be shown, which is great because we all want to be surprised. We all want to be, amazed. And it's going to be for me personally even more surreal because I'm going to be in the audience for the first time. The last time I was there, where I was somebody's +1 was in 2019 before the pandemic. I actually got an invite from Microsoft, which is, again, them recognizing the channel is pretty big deal. But Loke, for you, We know you're a PlayStation guy, but you still are a gamer at your heart. You
I'm a
playing
gamer.
games.
I'm not a
Right.
PlayStation guy. I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm a gamer.
Well,
I
what
just
are
happen to play a lot on PlayStation. That's all.
I mean, and that's
Uh,
great because they have a lot of great games. But my question to you is actually two of them. For you as the gamer, what do you want to see? But more importantly, for you as a fan of whether you're a fan of Xbox or not, what do they need to put there? Like what do you think is important? Those are my questions
I
to you.
completely disagree with Keosante about the handheld. I want
Yes,
that
me too. I
Xbox
want that there.
handheld. That's what I want. If they announce an Xbox handheld that you can download games straight from Game Pass, and you can use Steam and GOG and all these other platforms, that's my next purchase. That's all I want. I don't care about new games. My backlog is gigantic. Everything that's already been announced for 2024 is wild. I'm already behind. I just started Dragon's Dogma 2 because
Great game, dude. Still my game of the year.
My game of the year is Stellar Blade. So
okay, yeah, awesome, awesome.
So for me, that's the big highlight. And as far as this talk about, oh, this is the final chance for Microsoft, this is do or die. They're gonna have to shut up shop if it's bad or whatever. Guys, how many times are we going to do this? It's just another Sunday. It's just another showcase. It's just another NBA finals. Nothing is the final. It's not the end of the world. Just accept it. We're adults now. We know that Santa Claus is not real, right?
Oh no! Why are we pretending? What do you mean he's not real? How dare
there could be kids watching.
My bad. Point is, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of Xbox. It's just another showcase. It's just another Sunday. Let's just have a good time. And if they announce the handheld, I want it. And the price also has to be reasonable, obviously. I want it very badly.
Do you have any of the other handhelds? Do you have a ROG Ally? Do you have a Steam Deck?
I don't.
Okay, you don't have any of those. Okay.
I have too many platforms as it is. I have a gaming laptop. I know that that's a bad thing.
I don't think
Alex
it's a bad
says
thing.
It's terrible. He says it's terrible. It's the worst thing you can do if you're a console gamer and you want to go to PC. You have to get a desktop. You have to build it yourself. And I was like, I ain't got time for that shit. So I bought a gaming laptop. I have a PS5. I have a Series X. What am I going to do with the Steam Deck right now? So if I can get the gaming the peripheral from Xbox, it can kind of feel like an extension of the Xbox, as long as they don't make it like the PS Portal, where
where it's no hardware on board. Yeah,
on at the same time. I don't need that. It needs to be 100% independent of the console. That's what I need.
Nice. Well, I mean, listen, I agree with you. The PlayStation Portal, I've held it, I've used it. The screen is very impressive. I don't like how light it is and I don't want it to be as heavy as something like the Steam Deck is a bit heavy. But not having onboard hardware where you can download games to it, I think I see where you're going with this. This, and I'm wondering, Loke, if this is because we've heard rumors that the next Xbox, we don't know whether they were talking about home console or the handheld, is going to have Steam available, as well as the Epic Game Store as apps, meaning that you'll have access to all of your gaming library.
That is wild.
And that would literally change the industry at its core, because that would be a one-stop shopping for you as a gamer. So that's also very interesting. Do they do that with the handheld to potentially get all the kinks out for when from the new console launches supposedly in 2026? It's definitely going to be interesting, but you bring up some great points. So we know that it's no doom and gloom for the show. It's not over, but do you have expectations that they're kind of going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this? Do you get that feeling?
I think Xbox, they don't take the gaming industry seriously enough to throw the plate at it. Forget the kitchen sink. They don't take this seriously. Look at the way they behave, dude. Like they came in here, they saw like the rules by which we play by, right? They saw Nintendo, they saw PlayStation, they saw the demise of Sega, and they were like, oh, we're not going to do what you guys are doing. We're just going to do what we think is right. And it failed. And then they pivoted to start doing what everyone else was doing with the 360, and things worked out. And then they're like, no, we're still going to try and pivot and make this video game thing into a TV thing, because we want everything. We want to turn this into almost like a PC or whatever, instead of just focusing on the video games, which is why people buy the box. We got the Xbox One and that legendary response by Don Matrick, right? And then Phil comes in. He's, the second coming. He's going to save Xbox. Turns out he's not. So to that question, I don't think they're throwing anything at the wall. No kitchen sink, no nothing. Xbox is chilling. They're looking at Call of Duty and they're like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. Put that on Game Pass, keep selling it everywhere else. We'll be fine. It's fine. No problem. That's why I'm saying it's just another Sunday, guys. These guys don't really care that much. All right. If this was basketball, these guys are like Kevin Durant. He's made his money and he's like, no, I'm here for the love of it. I'm not trying to win. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Don't even have time to put Vaseline on my feet. But yeah, it's not that serious for Xbox, in my opinion.
I mean, listen, ultimately it's a business, right? They got to make their money. And they're going to continue to do things to make that money, but ultimately the brand matters. I think the brand does matter because it's making a lot of money, and it's currently making as much as Windows does. And when Call of Duty gets in there, it's going to be something else. But listen,
as much as Windows.
Yes. The Xbox they're making as much as Windows. That's why it's
in America.
Well, I maybe I can look for the exact.
It can't be the whole world.
Well, listen, I'm going based on their last financials. It's become it's why the money people are involved, which is why you're seeing decisions made about, hey, why isn't this game over there?
I'm not denying that it's big. I'm just saying, can't be making as much as Windows is making, like, on the planet.
Well, listen. Again, it's making a lot of money. I'll find the context for you and I'll send it over. But it is a big part of it. It's making a ridiculous amount of money. They want to make more money. They want to make their shareholders happy. I don't care. I'm not making a dime off of this. I'm here as a fan. Xbox is my favorite brand. Crispy, let's bring you in on the conversation. But before I get to you, brother, I got to catch up on these super chats. There's been a lot of them, and plus a lot of channel member messages. The first one comes from Iman Burns. He says this after being a channel member for 24 months, and he says,
"Wow,
how's it going? Boom, LFG. Can't wait for your show. The Xbox show this Sunday. Man, it's wild. Halo remastered remake going to the PlayStation, that is a rumor. We also have, that's why my mic is so low. We also have here Julia, who doesn't say anything but has been a channel member, Holy Matrimony, for 33 months. Thank you for that outrageous generosity. We truly appreciate it here. JT Koo drops a very generous $5 super chat and goes on to say, Call of Duty Direct itself is better than the whole PlayStation state of decline.
Oh my God.
The PlayStation's. Like for me, the only thing that jumped off the page was Astrobot. I'm day one on that. I'm a platformer guy. Everyone knows that. I cannot wait for that game. And I'm gonna buy the digital deluxe edition as I always do with PlayStation games. Parksy 1972, who's been a channel member for a month. So Parksy, thank you so much for that. He says, "Boom! I cannot wait until Sunday. The media will try and deny what a great show it was, but we'll know the truth." I mean, they're already trying that, and it's fine. We also have JT Koo drops an additional very generous $5 super chat and goes on to say, "Good morning. By the way, Boom and friends, I'm so excited to have this amazing showcase to look forward to this Sunday." Yeah, I'm super hyped, but I'm even more hyped because I'm gonna be there. I still can't believe it. We also have Zorro, who's been a channel member for 4 months. Zorro, welcome back, brother, and thank you for the generosity. He says Dreamcast is a scum. Shout out to my Xbox family. Yeah, I mean, listen, he is who we thought he was, and now it's again, thanks to Parris Lilly for getting out here and setting the record straight, if you will. Silent Cypher, hey Silent, what's going on, brother? We can't wait to have you back next week. I'm sure we're all going to be talking about what happened at the Xbox showcase next week. He says this after dropping a $2 super chat. Loke7 talking big corn. # pause.
Man, someone's watching it. Someone is watching it.
Somebody's watching corn. I never, you know what? I would have never in my lifetime actually thought I would put those words together, but we did. Someone is watching corn. You're not wrong. Sir X-Men drops not one but two super chats. The first one of $2. Nice. He goes on to say, Dreamcast Guy has went too far. He needs to grow up, and I agree. And he says, Parris, I've always loved the way you think, bro. You don't hold back, just like me, and you preach the truth and your perspective. Respect, enjoy the showcases. Thank you so much for the generosity, brother. Super appreciate that. Brett Bingham drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, is Parris cooking Dreamcast Guy the reason why he looks like Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight? Ouch. I don't know.
Low blow.
Low blow. Leonard Herrera drops a very generous $2. What's that?
No, I'm saying instead of low blow, I think it's facial blow. But okay.
A facial. Boys, holy matrimony. What is happening? This is outrageous. Leonard Herrera drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, time to celebrate. It's about the games. Let's go. Yeah, it is about the games. This weekend is going to be again Keeley show today later on. That's happening, I believe, at 2. IGN Live is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't think they're not having like a traditional. You sit down and you watch a showcase. It's an event. I don't know what the event's going to be. It's their first event. We'll see. Frederick Williams drops a very generous $5 super chat. Good morning, Frederick. Thanks so much for the generosity. He says, on the other hand, if Xbox doesn't give codes to the critics, they will be criticized for only giving codes to Xbox positive outlets.
But that's what Sony does. Sony and Nintendo, they blacklist anyone that steps out of line. So again, this is Xbox trying to be different from everyone else to their own detriment. There's a reason Nintendo do what they do, and it works. There's a reason PlayStation does what it does, and it works.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've said, you know what? I have to agree with Loke here. I think at some point you got to be the bad guy. If someone is not going to I'll put it to this way. There have been several content creators and media personnel that are going to be disingenuous to your game, right? They'll give it a 4 out of 10, and there's no way this particular game is a 4. Those are people that are not owed anything. They are people that are going to legitimately hurt your brand by being disingenuous towards it. Me personally, I would be cutting those people off at the ankles. You get no codes. Go buy your codes. If you want to shit on my game, that's fine. Dump on the game, but you're going to pay for that. I'm not giving you a code. So I agree. I think people, I think Xbox should look at this and be like, yeah, you know what? This person is, you're not going to win these people over is basically what I'm saying. You're just not, no matter how many codes you give them, you're just not. Mark drops a very generous, a $20 super chat. And he goes on to say, I don't have an Xbox or Game Pass, but I'm excited to see what they have at the showcase. They've pivoted and are changing their strategy. They also there's also great games coming out like Avowed, Indie, etc. There's a lot to look forward to. Yeah, I mean there absolutely is. And those two particular games you mentioned supposedly are going to be playable. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to play. I really hope I do, but supposedly Avowed and Indiana Jones are going to be available on the 10th for media to try out. So obviously I won't be there because I'm flying back home on early on Monday. Silver Afro, welcome back, brother, and thank you. He has dropped, folks. He has gifted 5 double barrel gaming memberships. Dude, that is crazy generous of you. Thank you so much, Silver Afro. Appreciate the generosity and, of course, you being here as always. We have Simon Brandy drops a very generous $2 super chat and says the media do the same. Gift the media does the same grift as Dreamcast Guy. Yeah, I mean, they're just Loke said it before that they're chasing clicks. And I hate to say it, but negativity sells. It's going to continue to sell. Yep. It's very disappointing that you're going to get. I don't think Xbox is ever going to get a fair shake. To be honest with you, I really do believe that because the hate is real and people are going to use that hate. How?
I think there's a way. It's a bit late now, right? But they should have stuck to their guns, and this is why everyone was so terrified with the ABK acquisition. That's why everyone was terrified when they bought Bethesda, because everyone looked at Xbox, right? And we all made the mistake of not looking at their past when they made these acquisitions. Their past is that they don't do what we think they're going to do or what everyone else is doing. So if Nintendo had bought Bethesda, you would never see another Bethesda game on any other platform. If PlayStation had done it, you also would never see another Bethesda game on any other platform. So this is now me speaking in retrospect. If Xbox had made these purchases and done what everyone else would have done, everyone else, like all the outlets and the consumers, we would have been forced to bend the knee and acknowledge them. But we don't have to acknowledge them now. No one has to bend the knee because your games are everywhere. So there's no real incentive other than Game Pass to get it. But now Game Pass has its drawbacks. Like for me, for example, because of my region, I can get Game Pass on my console, but I can't get it on PC. Right. Which sucks because I pay for the Ultimate Edition, which should give me access to the PC. But Xbox didn't sit there and think about, okay, for the people that don't have access to PC Game Pass, is there a way for us to lower the amount that we charge them? No, you're not only are you going to pay the same amount of money someone in the States is paying, you're going to pay more because of exchange rates, etc. You get me? So yeah. if they'd stood about that business when they made all these acquisitions, I think Xbox would have forced everyone to give them a fair shake, which is what Sony did. Don't lie to yourselves. When they first rocked up, they forced people to bend the knee. They forced it. Nintendo have been enforcing it ever since the gaming crash in the 90s or 80s, I think.
80s, yeah.
So
the early
you're
80s.
never going to get anything being nice in this world. And it's shocking seeing a company like Microsoft not know how to implement that, considering they've been roughnecking it with everyone else. But in gaming, they want to be kumbaya, which is weird.
I mean, that's their shtick. So getting back to so being I checked to clarify my statement. Xbox is actually making more money than Windows, and I have the numbers in front of me.
I just checked as well. I forgot to make that point. So.
Yeah, gaming made $7.11 billion in their last quarter. Windows made $5.26 billion. So Xbox is making more money than Windows, which is shocking.
It's wild. I'm shocked.
Yeah. So
I'm
again, just for clarification, because you did ask, and I forgot to check, and while you were talking, I was reminded because I'm an old man, so apologies. But yes, there's the confirmed numbers. JMac drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, "How do you spend nearly $100 billion and not care?" It's probably I don't want to say the word. It's probably one of the dumbest statements I've heard Xbox World Order. I don't think I don't think it's a dumb statement. I just think that what he was trying to explain was that do any of the way I think that what he was trying to say, Logan, please clarify this for me, is that these businesses, these corporations, they don't care about you personally. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, you're just a number. So again, thank you so much, J Mac, for the generosity as always, and of course being here. Wow, we have a lot of super chats. Apologies, Crispy Bomb. Let me just play through plow through these. Thank you, community, for the crazy generosity. We are incredibly humbled by how generous you are on a normal basis, which is why Mrs. Boom and I are. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, is anyone in the community here in LA? If you're here, if you're going to any of the events, please let me know, and we can do something like a meet and greet. Mrs. Boom and I have 10 goodie bags that we are giving away, and they contain some stuff. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to open up the bag. And Mrs. Boom put them together for me. We have actually 15, but because of weight restrictions coming from the East Coast to here, we only brought 10 with us. Well, I only brought 10. The other 5 we're going to give away on the show next week. But if you're here, DM me so we can do a meet and greet, and I can give you one of these prize packages. Gamer Play HUD Zero drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, "Glad to see you're in LA. You will be pleased." Hashtag Xbox. Yeah, I've been to LA many times. It's a great city. Just very expensive. Everything is so GD expensive. It's ridiculous. Scott Woodford drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, "Watching paint dry equals Sony State of Play."
It was
all
bad.
right. So I have 3 more. I don't want no trouble. Drops a very generous $20 super chat.
Oof.
It says, "We don't give you guys enough credit for the footwork and hustle for the great content you give us." That's very kind to you, brother. Thank you so much for the very nice words. He says, "Double barrel." So thank you, sir. I appreciate you a lot. My fiance just got me an Xbox, and I'm loving it. Enjoy the showcase, brother. That's awesome. What an awesome gift. Congratulations on your engagement, and thank you for the generosity. Michael Mooney drops a very generous £5 super chat. And he goes on to say, if GTA 6 is there, where in the show would you put it? Probably at the end if it's me. Because it's an Xbox show. It's not if you put it first, it would be anyone would talk about. That would have to be like, we got one more thing. And then they do a trailer. That would be kind of dope. And that means it would have the marketing. Nino Vistic, who's been a channel member for 7 months, says, and thank you for the generosity, brother. Appreciate that. Aloha, Crispy Bomb, Loke, Boom. Aloha to you as well. Hope you gentlemen are well. Aloha to all of the gamers. Hope everyone is well. Let's go. Gaming is life. Mahalo. And indeed it is. Sir X-Men drops a very generous additional $2 super chat and says, I want to come in to counteract Loke. You know what, brother? We'll get you in another time because after we're done with Crispy, I got a couple of appointments I gotta get to. So the show is not going to be a 2-hour show, but we will definitely get you in one day next week. You let me know what works for you, and we'll get you on. Crispy. Oh, wait a second. We got Ham here. Hey, Ham Solo. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's cracking? I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Yeah, we absolutely can. How you feeling?
I got a mess right in front of me. My Steam Deck and everything is just ridiculous right now. I was supposed to use it to be on today's show, and unfortunately, I set the time wrong. So I got up not only an hour later, but none of my stuff is working right now.
Well, listen, you know what? It's perfectly fine, brother. If it works out for your schedule, obviously, you know, we'll get you back next week, and then we'll be talking about the showcase. We're not doing a full 2-hour show anyway because I have a couple of appointments I got to get to that I can't talk about. But listen, I appreciate you popping on, brother. I hope you can get everything to work.
Yeah, because we got we have our show later on today.
Yeah.
So I need so yeah, I definitely need to get some stuff working.
All right, brother. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here, dude. Again, you gave it the old college effort. We appreciate it. But we'll get you back in next week. You let me know if that works for you.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Shout out to Ham Solo giving it the old college effort. Hopefully you guys can do your show tonight, Logan. We'll talk about that on the back end. You can let people know where you guys are going to be. Crispy
Definitely.
Bomb. Let's get your final take on this, brother. You know, obviously the showcase is anyone and everyone is talking about it. I have a feeling I have a feeling they're gonna take everything and throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at it. Luke doesn't seem to think so, and that's fine. Different opinions. You know, they're both valued. I think this is I don't necessarily.
And I'm not grifting. I'm not grifting.
And you're not grifting.
You had some good points, dude. I'm not.
No, he absolutely did. He absolutely did. But let's get your hot take on this. What are you expecting on Sunday? Kitchen sink or no?
The time is now.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying like if they don't do it, Xbox is going to fail. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having Call of Duty right there. Regardless of what people think, it is still true that series. I have people calling me trying to buy my Scorpio edition. Okay, like I'm not even playing with you people. All right, so I don't know. I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan at all. Like I maybe have played the original, and I was actually more of a Medal of Honor person. And I just, if you have this in front of everybody's eyes, that you're going to have a basically showcase after of just Call of Duty, people are hyped for it. Okay. And that's where I go and say, like, people are getting mad about Halo and all this. Oh, is Gears going to go? I don't give a crap. I want games, bro. And seeing all these studios shut down and all these things happen, if I get Gears for the next 10 years plus, I'm happy. I don't care how it comes about. If you're a gamer, you shouldn't care about all that stuff. You really shouldn't. And if they go the way I think they're going to go, all these things are going to be in Game Pass, people. Okay? And you know what? If you don't want a PC and you want a console, you're going to have to play on Game Pass. And I hear you, Loke. They need to fix that. I'm dead serious. They do. They need to get these regions involved. That if you're going to pay for Ultimate, you should get the option to do both. Okay?
Yep.
And I called PlayStation. I called PlayStation out on this, and they continue to do it. But at least they're saying it. At least they're saying it, which I agree with you. They're saying it now after Helldivers 2 debacle. Okay? You know, Microsoft, sometimes you are too quiet. Now, the one hype point for me is always Gears. But my man King David went on a little X live stream with his affiliate, Lord Cog, and said Gears like 20 times. So I don't know if he knows something that I don't, but he's not a Gears fan like me. He likes Gears, but he probably plays more the single player. I'm the multiplayer. Okay. Like I got like level 100 in multiplayer before I even beat the single player. That's where I go and say, like, if you give me Gears, I'm good. Okay. Like everything else, I don't even care if they say Phoenix Collection goes to PlayStation. I don't. Okay. Y'all should experience this because it's a masterclass of 3 games that absolutely destroy. But at the same time, the multiplayer in the newer games is far better than the multiplayer in the older ones. So where is that at? And then I just want to put this point out here. Halo Combat Evolved, the original Halo. Everybody's losing their mind over this. Okay? If it went to PlayStation, and this is where I go and say, remember there was that rumor that they were developing it in Unreal Engine. Remember that rumor? And there are articles out there like, oh, they're switching to Unreal. What if it's just one game? Because Combat Evolved, they probably did in the Master Chief Collection as much as they can do within the parameters of the coding and everything else. So you think about it, if they actually remade the game and put it in why not go to Unreal? Because it seems it has an ease of use as people get used to it. And then, didn't we hear Coalition been working with them? I'm just saying, like, if you got a full-on remake, like absolute full-on remake of Halo Combat Evolved in this time after all of these years, and okay, it goes to PlayStation 2. Why should you care? I'm down for that. I mean, you have to realize that they're playing a different game. And some of y'all are just going to be like, nope, don't play the game. I don't want it. I'm 36 years old, man. I watched Sega die. I watched it in front of my eyes. I had a Saturn. I said, they're done. I went down to Blockbuster and PlayStation's got an aisle and a half and they got a quarter of an aisle. And I couldn't find a damn game for the life of me. I was playing games over and over again. What do you want them to just die, or do you want them to succeed in their own way? That's something that you have to question yourself. Do I agree with Kay Asante? Absolutely. They need to just lay it all on the table. Say Game Pass is the new exclusive. I don't care. I've already been saying it. You know, at the end of the day, we have subbed. I mean, how many people have had GameFly or something like that? Like, you've rented games in general. As long as you're subscribed to Game Pass, you have those games. Okay? If you unsubscribe to Game Pass, you don't have those games. It's pretty simple. It's just like renting a game. Some games leave, some games don't. Then you can go and say, they usually put a sale out and say, hey, it's only $20 or $10 and you can buy it. I mean, let's be honest here. Like, they are doing something for gaming that nobody else is willing to do. And there's going to be a point in time where all these younger people that are before us that played on their phones and had a phone, which I didn't have, are going to say, oh, you know, Xbox is letting me play wherever I want, and that's what I want. And people may not understand it. I got a 17-year-old upstairs. He got the MetaQuest 3. He said the AR is insane. He's playing games on his computer and having the AR be he's got a headset on. He looks like a it's hilarious. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to realize that we are the ones going out. We are the ones that played in the arcade. We are the ones that didn't care. And some of us stay true to that and say, you know what? I loved Sega. I loved Nintendo at one point. I loved PlayStation at one point, and now I love Xbox. And the only thing that Xbox gives me is an affordable aspect.
Something going on with Crispy's audio?
No, I hear him just fine.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like, if they're gonna do it, they should do it now. Aaron Greenberg has tweeted out stuff, but not said temper your expectations, because that's what he said multiple times. Yeah. And I feel like he probably feels like he's on the hot seat. So for him to not say a damn word, really, and just retweet and say, like, we're looking forward to this and all this stuff, I'm telling you, I feel like regardless of if some of these things go multi-platform or not, me as an Xbox gamer, I love the controller. I love the ecosystem. I love Game Pass. Those are the things that matter to me. And that's my thought process. And I'm just super excited.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be a great show. I don't think that they gum this up in any way. I do think they're going to show big. I think, again, based on some of the stuff that Grubb had to say, we're going to see some new things that we've never heard of, which I'm very excited for. The unknown is always exciting. I cannot wait to get updates, hopefully, for Fable and for Perfect Dark. Maybe Killer Instinct shows up. Maybe they actually officially announce, because I know Parris might be still listening, a new Banjo-Kazooie. We're Banjo Bros. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show a little bit early again because I do have some appointments to get to. Last super chat of the day comes away of Spoony Love, who drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, I didn't know Bernie Mac had a long-lost son, but shout out to him. And he also goes on to say, also, Boom, I didn't know you can grow hair, but shout out to you. I mean, I'm 53. I shave my head close. I have a mohawk.
It's the gym.
Yes, it's probably the gym. There's no doubt about that. But hashtag Summer of Xbox. Thanks so much for the generosity. Okay, so look, let's sell your brand. You and Ham, like I said, do incredible work, and I want more people to funnel over there and check that out. You guys have a show coming up tonight. I'm not sure what the name is. You'll fill us in what time that is happening. What you guys have on tap. Where can people follow you on social media? But more importantly, where can people subscribe to the channel?
Don't follow me on social media. I don't do hate stuff. I will disagree with you. My Twitter is not. It's not fun. It's not fun. Anyway, as for my channel, you can find me on TSWS Gaming on YouTube. Our weekly schedule is as follows. Sundays I do a mostly solo podcast, but not sometimes I get some guests to come on, like Mental 9R. This is a podcast where I decompress from the week in gaming at 2100 hours Central African time. Figure that one out, my American friends. Mondays we do the crossover on TSWS Gaming at 2:30 Eastern, where Ham Solo and K Mega discuss Xbox related stuff. Tuesdays, me and Ham Solo duke it out in a quickfire discussion centering on video game news on the lowdown at 5 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we're off on TSWS, but Ham Solo does feature on Matt Likes Games channel. His name is Matt Likes Games for the two-player podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays are headlined by Behind Them Sticks at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo introduces people in and around gaming that you may or may not know. Boom's been there a couple of times, I think. Fridays, which is today, we have a big hangout that we've coined Bull Sitting, featuring Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo, Mental 9R, and myself. We sometimes have a guest or two to discuss the week's big news in gaming. And also we find out what Cozy Beluga will eat or drink live on stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. So 4 p.m. Eastern today, we're on with Bull Sitting. Thank you so much for having me on, Boom. See you next time. I hopefully I haven't burned any bridges here.
No, you not here. You certainly haven't. We love your hot takes, brother. You're honest. You're fun. You have dry humor, and you know what? Dry humor is just as funny as wet humor. So
that's what she said.
Pause, man.
Holy matrimony. Crispy Bob, let's say your brand, brother. Where could people find you on social media, potentially strike up a conversation, and what else you got going on, brother?
At Crispy Bob on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I think we're always going to call it Twitter. I'm sorry.
I'm always going to say Twitter. I say X occasionally, but it's just Twitter. Sorry.
It's Twitter. That's fine.
Chris Bob 28 on Xbox Live. You can find me wherever I show up. Next week I will not be on the show. I have to work, unfortunately. Okay. But I do have Monday off, so if anybody wants to hit me up, let me know, because I will show up. Trust me. So we'll see you then.
And obviously we're all going to be beaming over what happened at the Xbox Showcase. There will not be a show on Monday, FYI, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll be traveling. And I'm not getting back in until super late in the afternoon, but they will. The remainder of the week will have the regular scheduled programs. I just want to say a big thank you to all of the very generous super chats and channel members that have donated to today's show. They allow for us to do the big giveaways. We do have a monster giveaway. The first one of the year is going to be in September, where we give away 15 copies of Stalker 2. Your choice of whether it be on PC or on Xbox. And we can only do these giveaways based on the generosity of the community. And that's why we continue to push the envelope forward to give back as much as we possibly can. Look to the channel for coverage for Saturday. I'm going to sit down and figure out what exact time that is going to be. And Sunday, I don't want to say it's directly after the showcase because I'm going to have to leave the showcase to get back here, but there will be a wrap-up show or post Xbox Game Showcase podcast. I'll send that out on my socials, so just follow me there. And then obviously, again, I'm traveling on Monday. And just want to say a big thank you to Valari Gaming Pillow for sponsoring the channel, for working with us. We will be giving one of those pillows today, probably during the Summer Games Fest show. We're going to bring some goodie bags with us there. If you see me, reach out to me. Let me know where you are. And, of course, the first come, first serve. We only have 10 here. I'm only bringing 5 today. I'll bring 5 for the Xbox Showcase. And hopefully you enjoy what we put in there. Again, that's something that Mrs. Boom put together. And it's just our small little way of kind of paying it forward. But I'll close out the show with something, folks, that is incredibly important to me. Hopefully one day be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. And he would say, Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week on the newest episode of Breakfast with Boom.